Om Aghureshwaraya Namaha Sarveshwaraya Namaha Rajeshwaraya Namaha Sri Guru Devaya Namaha. With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this sacred observance of Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima. It's the day of full moon once a year that's dedicated to celebrate, observe our connection with the Guru. Guru is not somebody else. Guru is your own higher self, the best you can be. We have days to celebrate others in our life, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Friend's Day. This day is about you. Acknowledging the presence of the good in me. I am capable of living a life on higher vibration. It is said, it is the Guru that leads us to God. If we are good, if we're living with the goodness in us, we are with God already. So it's all about acknowledging the goodness that is accessible to me. It's easy to put your love and trust in someone else. The whole idea is to get in touch with that love and trust for the self in ourselves. In the beginning, when we don't have that access, we put it somewhere else. At least we become aware that I do have those qualities. If I love someone, you could say, I can love. If you trust someone, you can say, I can trust. So the role of Guru in a person is really just this, a place that can inspire you to put your love and trust there. But the ultimate journey is to give that love and trust to ourselves. So this day is really about yourself. You are honoring yourself. It's a day to celebrate love and trust that is within our own heart. I have been watching for the last whole week and today, so many people engaged in doing so many different things, creating this beautiful event. What is the source? What is the fuel that makes it all happen? It's the love and trust in your heart. Nobody has paid you to do anything. There are people who have been working very hard. All of you, could be doing lots of other things, but you have carved out the time to be here. The expression of love and trust. And we are very fortunate if we are able to express our love and trust. It's an ancient tradition. Guru-disciple relationship is very ancient from in all different traditions. We have a mentor. We have someone that we respect, whose words we can listen to. If we don't have anyone in our life that we can listen to, our life becomes very difficult. Then we are run by our own ego. I don't want to listen to anyone. Then you just listen to your undisciplined mind that can take you to all wrong places. So we are very fortunate to create a place in our own heart for someone that we can respect, we can love, we can trust, we can listen to. In ancient India, it's not just putting your love and trust in a person. There are stories that I don't want to go into that story. It's a long story. There was a young boy. He went to learn the art of archery to a guru. The guru said, I only teach to princes. You are a tribal boy. I can't teach you. This, after a few months, maybe a year, this guru was in the forest with his disciples, and they saw their dog was shot with arrows in such a way that the dog couldn't bark. The dog wasn't hurt, but the arrows were lodged in his mouth in such a way that he couldn't bark. The guru was very impressed. They went out and found this young boy practicing his archery. The guru asks him, who is your guru? Where did you learn this art? He said, you are my guru. After you refused me to accept me as your student, I came here, made your statue. And in front of that statue, I practice my archery every day. And the inspiration comes to me, the knowledge comes to me. So it's not about a person. The guru doesn't make disciples. Disciple makes the guru. When the seeker is ready, guru appears. When the longing in you deepens to know more about life, when that hunger becomes stronger, your heart is more open to learning. If the hunger isn't there, even God can stand in front of you that I will teach you, you will not learn. It's the hunger that makes the food taste good. If you are stuffed, no matter how good the food is, you have no interest towards it. But if you're really hungry, even dried bread and salt tastes good. It's the hunger. So when we are in a guru-disciple relationship, we have to acknowledge that hunger, that yes, that hunger is in me. That's why you are here. Baba used to say, my Guru, that Guru is not in the business of making disciples. Guru is in the business of making gurus. This is the aspiration of each Guru in person, that his or her disciples become like him or her. Not clones, become good human beings who are inspired to give something to the world, who are aspiring to be a good human being, filled with love, kindness, acceptance, forgiveness, tolerance. If you have ever wondered what makes my Guru happy with me, that's what makes the Guru happy. The first, when the Guru sees his or her disciples happy, Guru is happy. If they're happy, they're inspired to be somebody. They're inspired to create something. They're inspired to love someone, to forgive someone, to accept someone, to live their highest. That's what makes your Guru happy. What comes in our way when we are trying to live a higher life? Our own ego. Our ego comes in the way. Me. The very moment our ego comes in, me and mine and my preference, this is the way I want it, this is the way I like it separates you from the rest. Then it becomes me and others. And the purpose of a spiritual life is to see the self in all. See the self in all, meaning it's the same thing that's breathing in you is breathing in me. Because the day that leaves this body is taken by those who love us to the cremation grounds or to the burial grounds. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. There is something that dwells in this body, and it's the same presence that dwells in each and every body. To be able to see our interconnection is the highest spiritual accomplishment. And when we see that, how can we hate somebody? It means you are hating yourself. How can you be envious of someone, jealous of someone? How can you be angry with someone if you just see that it's the same in me and in the other? To be able to see that same presence in the other is being in the company of the Guru, is living with my divinity, is the highest aspiration of a spiritual seeker, to see the self in all. Yes, we have a human body, we have our drama, we have our stories, we have our this. We acknowledge that it's human in us, but the Guru keeps reminding us, you can do better, you can go higher, that you do have the capacity and the possibility to rise above it. Guru gives us possibility. If we don't have presence of Guru in our life, we are stuck in our story, we are stuck in our place. And it may become very difficult to rise above. Guru says, sometimes Guru challenges you, you can do it, do it. There is nothing that we cannot do. It's the Guru within us sometimes gives us that inspiration, that confidence. Guru gives us confidence. If you're looking at some problem or something and the mind is telling you, I can't do it, maybe somebody in your life tells you, you can do it. It's the Guru speaking through that person who helps you come out of your self-created limitation, self-created prison. So Guru energy can come to us from any source. We are not worshiping a body. We are not worshiping a personality. We are open to that Guru's message coming to us from any source. It helps to have a Guru in a person, just like light is everywhere. If you want to create fire, you take a lens, focus the light, and then the fire appears. So Guru in a person works like that lens, that you focus your love, your trust, your devotion, the light of that creates the fire. So, and you have experienced it when you are in the presence of your physical Guru. If you come to Babaji, you are at your best behavior. See? You are at your best behavior. And that in itself, the Guru has done its job. How beautiful it is to have someone in our life that when we go, we get a little self-composed. And that little thing gives us a taste of that which is already there within us. Otherwise, you may have something you have put in your house somewhere, you have never seen it, never picked it up, never used it, then it's there, it's not there for you. But if you take it out for some reason, even to show it to someone, you know you have it. So the role of Guru in a person is to remind you of what you already have. Remind you of what you already have. Living in the company of my Guru, I used to be very calculating and checking and will I succeed? Will I do this, do that? Baba says, do it. For me, it was like my Guru has said, do it, then nothing can stop me. That trust is your own, and that doubt is your own. Guru enables us to connect with that trust. You'll say in the beginning, my Guru's blessing is with me, I will succeed. Just by thinking that, you have opened the channel for your energy to flow. If you are doubting yourself, you have nobody in your life to tell you that you respect, then you get stuck in the doubt. When I began my journey, leaving everything behind, going penniless to a new place, tears will come, doubts will come, but there was only one thing. That was my Guru's blessing is with me. Something will happen. And that little reassurance keep opening many doors for me. I kept moving. Otherwise, I could have easily turned around, run back to my comfort zone. The presence of Guru in our life opens many doors that are shut tight because of our fear, doubt, those qualities that hold us back. Guru helps us open those doors. You have everything you need to be who you want to be, to create what you want to create. Because each one of us come from the same source. It's the same one that's breathing in you is breathing in me. The only difference between the Guru and the disciple is Guru just knows a little earlier, disciple comes to know a little later. Everything that your Guru is or has is yours to take, provided how strong your hunger is. In early days, when Baba had come to New York, I'll just tell you one little story. He said to me, I had just gone to see him from California. He said to me, I have come to this country, I have no place to be. I'm in the hospital, and there are 5, 10 of you. You have no place to be. Why don't you go to that church? He pointed at a church from his hospital room. Ask them if they will give you shelter. For me, who was a businessman in this country, he said, no, you don't go to a church, you go to a real estate agent if you want a room. In my conventional mind, I went to all the real estate agents. I went to all the neighborhood looking for rent sign. 3 days had passed. One young man had come from India with Baba. He said, what did Baba tell you? I would do exactly what Baba told me. I said, he asked me to go to the church. He said, if I were you, I would go to the church. What's the harm in there? There's no harm. We went in, knocked, and the lady came to open the door. She said, had you come 3 days ago, we could have given you an apartment in exchange for watering and cleaning, sweeping the grounds. For me, that was a lesson that have that trust in your Guru's words. At least make a little effort. Don't totally just write it off. But I was filled with my ego. I was the businessman. I knew the ways in this country. Baba is just a holy man from India. He doesn't know the ways. That's where I started. I still didn't learn. Next year, he was in another hospital. We were staying in somebody's house in New Jersey, and Baba came to the hospital for checkup, and he said, I don't want to go back to New Jersey. Why don't you go and find a room where we could live? Now that was a tall order. Here he's in the hospital. Checkup had come for the checkup, and we were staying in New Jersey. But now he said, go find a place where we could live. I don't want to go to New Jersey. In my mind, immediately I said, no, this is not going to happen. But let's go have some coffee downstairs and we'll come back and tell him, let's go back to New Jersey and then we'll come on. So we had our whole scheme. I didn't tell Baba right to his face that it can be done. I took a little time. My friend went to get a cup of coffee and I went to the bathroom. Standing there at the urinal, there was a folded up newsletter of the hospital. I picked it up, classified, an apartment available, walking distance to the hospital, immediate occupancy. We called, the man said, oh, I know Baba. He was a doctor. He had this apartment and he had found another one. So he had no use for this. He had a lease left over for a few months. He said, I know Mr. Bhagwan, you guys come. Within half an hour, we were walking down with the key and Baba. So Baba just looked at me and said, oh, you found it? I'm telling you this because this is the story I have lived, and I have had my own way of thinking and being. And when the Guru gives some words to you, it's my dharma to not revert back right away and take a little space, sit with it, make a little effort, and something else happens. Miracles happen if we allow a little space and allow a little trust. Otherwise, I'm always reacting. My ego is constantly coming up and I know it. So I'm speaking from that experience of my own, that when you are in a guru-disciple relationship, Guru offers you some words or some advice, sit with it. Don't reject it right away. Guru is not telling you to jump off a cliff. If your Guru tells you that, then you stop. But some advice that's being given, it's good to create a little space and sit with it and see what happens. You take one step towards the advice that Guru has given you, that takes 10 steps towards you. But you have to have that space in your heart. And this is love and trust. We say, yes, I trust. We trust as long as it's good for my ego, but if it's stepping on it, we get out of that. Love and trust require some sacrifice. Some sacrifice. Sacrifice of what? Sacrifice of ego. You may have someone in your life that you have some friction with. How long are you going to carry that friction? It's your ego that's holding it. Rising above may require a little humility. And when you practice humility, it is the sacrifice of the ego. It is the sacrifice of the ego that enables us to come to the Guru. People nowadays, there is a word self-respect. Most of the time, it's with a small s. Self-respect means respecting your ego. But if it's with a capital S, that's self-respect. In the name of that higher self, I can make the sacrifice. So You hear the word self-respect. In the name of self-respect, I have to defend myself. I have to protect myself. That's you really protecting and defending your ego. And the whole idea is to rise above the ego. So being a little humble, being kind, being gentle, being giving, being forgiving is a sacrifice in the name of the divine self. You don't become small. It may look small to your ego, but you don't become small. When I was a child, my father would pick me up and put me on his shoulders and walk to our mango grove a mile away. And I remember this very clearly. Once he was there and he said, look at that branch. That has lots of mangoes on it. That branch is bowing. And the branch that has no mangoes is up in the air, moving in every direction, wherever the wind comes. So if you have something that you feel rich with, being humble becomes an ornament. Being humble is richness, is gravity, is guru, is grandness. In order to connect with our guru self, we have to do things that sometimes look like sacrifice. Sometimes it looks like you're not respecting yourself, not honoring yourself, not defending yourself. But please remember this little difference. Most of the time we're defending our ego self, not the guru self. Seeing the self in all, making effort in that direction, making effort to come out of conflict, come out of friction, is the puja, is the worship of the guru. Anyway, I didn't mean to go into long like that, but just wanted to speak on the topic of the guru. Each one of us has that presence of the guru in our life. Connect with it while thinking of your own higher, the best you can be. Welcome a few deep breaths in your heart. It is there. It is there. I bow to that guru residing in your heart and thank you for your presence here.